Hello everybody, this is Ogreboy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1999 movie, The Sixth Sense. So, this movie is directed by M. Night Shyamalan and is a psychological thriller about an 8-year-old boy named Cole Sear who believes he can see into the world of the dead. A child psychologist named Malcolm Crowe comes to Cole to help him deal with his problem and learns that he can really see the ghosts of dead people. That's all I'm going to say about the story. There's a big twist in here, which this movie is known for its twist, so more than likely you've probably seen this movie and know what it is, but if you haven't, I'm going to not say anything else about the story. That way it doesn't spoil it for you if you've been living under a rock and haven't seen this movie. I definitely would recommend checking this movie out, but I absolutely love The Sixth Sense. It's been one of my favorite horror movies ever since I was a kid. It was one of the first psychological horror movies that I ever watched as a kid, and I never really was scared of it. It's more, to me, it's more suspenseful than it is a horror movie, but it is a great movie and it's a classic. It's one of those that everybody made a big deal about it when it first came out. Even kids at school were making a big deal about it when I was in second grade. I wasn't really into horror movies at that time because I wasn't even really allowed to watch them, but I knew what The Sixth Sense was because everybody always talked about it. And I finally watched this movie for the first time when I was probably about 10 or 11, and I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really entertaining, and the plot twist just blew my mind. It was one of the first movies to ever really blow my mind with a plot twist, and I just did not see that coming, and it totally took me by surprise. And going back and watching it now, there's a lot of signs of where the movie was heading and stuff. If you watch it, you can pick up on little details that you missed the first time that make it where you kind of see where it's going and everything, which is kind of cool. But I've watched this movie quite a bit and everything, so the plot twist just isn't as effective on me anymore because I used to rewatch this movie a lot when I was a kid. I watched it all the time and everything, so I kind of burnt myself out on this movie, and I was worried going back. I hadn't seen this one in years, so I was like, am I still gonna like this movie, or am I gonna think it's overrated now? And I actually still think it's a really good movie. It's really intriguing. It's got a really great story to it, and Haley Joel Osment as Cole is just absolutely perfect. He's one of the best child actors and everything. At that time, he was one of the best child actors around and everything, if not the best. And he just was absolutely amazing in this movie, and Bruce Willis gives a really great performance in here too. And M. Night Shyamalan is really good at getting good performances out of Bruce Willis, or at least back in those days he was. He really got a good one out of him, and with Unbreakable as well. But this is one of my favorite Bruce Willis movies, and if not my favorite movie of his. And it's definitely at least probably my favorite performance of his. He's just amazing in this movie, and I love this one. I've always been a fan of M. Night Shyamalan. I haven't really done any reviews on very many of his movies. I think I've done one for Science a long time ago, which was really poor quality. I'll have to re-review that one sometime, but this one is a really fun one. It was one that put him on the map and everything, and I love that even though it's not a slasher movie, I still felt like it had an intriguing story, because that's what I love about slasher movies, is I just love the mystery story to them, and this one does it really well without having to have the violence and all that. It's one of the best PG-13 horror movies. I still say The Ring is my favorite PG-13 horror movie, but this one is definitely one of the best as well, and it's just a very, very entertaining movie, and it has aged very well. I don't think it's really gotten worse or anything over time. If nothing else, maybe even better. I think I enjoy it even more now as an adult than I did as a kid. and everything. So I'd give The Sixth Sense an 8 out of 10. It's a really enjoyable movie. Like I said, that it's not as effective once you know the twist and you've seen the movie multiple times. It's not quite as effective, but it's still just a really good story, and it's rewatchable just for the story alone and everything. And it still has some pretty creepy moments. There's still parts in there that every time I watch it, even though I know the jump scare is coming, it still kind of makes me jump. And those are the kind of jump scares I like, the ones that are effective. Even though you've seen the movie multiple times, it can still get you and everything. And there's not very many movies that have those kind of jump scares for me. Usually when I see a movie with jump scares, the rewatch, they're no fun and everything, but this one is still effective and everything. And could be that I hadn't watched this movie in over 10 years either, so but it's really a really great movie, and I always forget how much I love it every time I watch it as an adult, but it was one of my favorites as a kid. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of The Sixth Sense, and I hope you enjoy this video, and have a good day, everybody.